virtual training bootcamp titled Unlocking IEEE PES Opportunities. So this virtual event is brought to you by the IEEE PES Student and Young Professionals Region 8 team in collaboration with the IEEE PES SYP Global team. I will introduce myself first. My name is Idrisi, and I'm proud to be serving as the CMD officer for the IEEE PES Region 8 SYP team, and I'll be the moderator for this session. So before we begin, a quick intro for any new members here. So the IEEE PES Society is a global community working to advance power and energy technologies, and the IEEE SYP's communities are vibrant networks that empower students and young engineers to grow and lead and make a difference. So now let's talk about today's exciting session. So we are featuring three amazing speakers who will share valuable insights and real opportunities within IEEE PES, starting with Mr. Eduardo Audiche, IEEE PES representative, with an overview of IEEE PES in Region 8. Then Mrs. Haneen AlJuhani, the chair of the IEEE PES SYP's mentoring initiative on how mentoring can shape your journey. And then Mr. Anand Shah, co-chair of the IEEE PES SYP committee on opportunities available for the students and YPs enter PES SYP. Let's say a big thanks for the organizing team, Rishi, Rand, Haneen, Yasin, Samah, and of course to our incredible speakers, Mr. Eduardo, Haneen, and Anand, for accepting the invitation. Now let's dive into the first talk. Please welcome Mr. Eduardo Audiche, who will kick off the first session, an overview of the IEEE PES in Region 8. Mr. Eduardo, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Heidel, for the introduction, and thank you to all organizers, for making this event a reality. I'm very, very happy to contribute with volunteers, because you volunteers are the heart of our institution, our society. Okay, let me share. Because I already have some experience. I'm using PDF presentation slides instead of normal PPT, because is more stable. Can you see my screen, by the way? Can you confirm this?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. So let's make a start. My name is Eduardo Audiche. I'm the Region 8 representative. As you know, Region 8 is Europe, Africa, and Middle East. And I will start giving you the overview of the Region 8 metrics. And because June hasn't ended yet, so all the statistics I will show you are at the end of May. Okay, so far what we have as a professional chapters are 36 that are only PS, but there are 13 that are joint chapters. So PS plus another society or plus other societies, can be multiple societies. Something that is incredibly interesting is that we have 122 student brand chapters. That is a very nice number, but you will see what is going on with the student brand chapters shortly, and why we need to take action as well. If we see about members, Region 8 more or less always talks about 5,000 members, but last year was a very difficult year, and we are recovering. And so at the end of May, we have 4,892 members. And now we will see more in details other grades, but in general, professional members, that are anybody that is not a student or graduate or high members, is almost 4,000. Almost 900 student members. Graduated student is similar, almost 800, and 1,344 for the higher grades. Okay, so our society in Region 8. So if we see the count by grade, so we have member is our highest number, but we have a very good portion of senior members. That is very important, because senior members and higher members are members that they stay in our society. The retention is very high. It's unlikely that they will leave us. And then we can see also a big portion of the pie for student members, and this is something that we need to check in deep, because there are a lot of work to do here. If you see the graphics below, you can see we have students the first year they join our society. It's almost half of our membership. And then when they go second year, of course, the numbers are decreasing for 3 to 5 because they are graduating, of course, but also because they somehow are not finding the reasons to remain. We can see the decrease. Other portions, they increase because you have also a portion of students that graduate and they go to be members, professional members. And also we see that after a member has more than or between 6 and 15 years, graduated students are decreasing because after a period, professionals already did their studies, so it's less likely to see students or graduated students after a few years in the institution. And we have 76% male, 14% female, something that we have been working in the previous year with very slow progress, but progress anyway. Okay, if we see the stats for the whole region 8, I'm very pleased that we are now seeing an increase respect of the same year in 2024. So we are increasing 6.53 in May, something that is very good, but we still lower than 2023. That was a very good year. So it's a good, very good news. We are doing better, but there is still much room for improvement. Okay. If we go only to check students, graduated students, we can see the increase is even higher. And I'm giving you this detail because so we are counting on a student and graduated student to give a boost to our membership. So it's good that we keep this good trend. Anyway, we still very is there a very big gap between 2025 and the 2 years ago, 2023. So room for improvement for sure. When we check the higher grades, this is a very good news because you will see not just in Region 8, but overall for PES, we have an incredibly good number. So we have increased 6% respect of last year. And this is good because this is the portion of the membership that remains. Is almost secure that they won't leave us. And it's a very good news that we have the higher grades increasing at this rate. Then when we see only members, professional members, then we can check that we are not performing as well as we should. So we have a decrease respect to last year, and last year was already a decrease respect to 2023. So a lot of work to do here, and I will show you a summary that will tell you other information compared with PES overall. And this is the slide I was referring. So if we compare Region 8 with the old PES, worldwide, so Region 8 is experiencing a similar overall trend. We can see all grades, only 1.46 points difference, so pretty sure that's pretty the same. Students also an increase, 3.33 points. With graduated students, the rest of the world are doing better than us. Somehow graduated students in other regions, they are being very, very active. Anyway, it's an increase and I celebrate that. Now with members, so maybe we are contributing a lot to the decrease of the PES overall results, but in general, the whole regions are experiencing not good numbers because the final number is a decrease anyway. However, the last mentioned to senior members at higher grades, we are better, very, very much in a very much position than the rest of the world. So something very good. Okay, I wanted to show this slide. This is all chapters, professional and student branch chapters, PES, and joint chapters. These are the top Region 8, and there are things interesting. The colors shows show the different grades that we have. So you can see, for instance, UK and Ireland section, plenty of members, but they have a huge number of senior members. But opposite to almost the majority of other chapters, professional chapters, very small students. So if we see, for instance, Tunisia, 77% are students. Similar with Jordan and Kenya. So where I'm highlighting professional chapters with more than 70% that are students. So these are opportunities for growth, but also we need to take very seriously the activities that we focus on students, so we don't lose them. The retention here is a very important objective target for every chapter, professional chapter and student brand chapter, that they have a lot of students within their membership. And yeah, you can see that is chapters with good numbers of senior members, then that gives you a base that those numbers won't change a lot. The opposite with the students, because they are more unstable and can change very easily. So if we go if we zoom in student brand chapters, so in total we have 122. That is a very big number. But when we go in depth, we can see that out of these 122 student brand chapters, PS student brand chapters, 87 they have less than 10. So we are considering 9 to 0. So 87, that is a very high number with a small number of members. Out of these 87, 62 they have less than 5. So 4, 3, 2, 1 or 0. Then 9 with only 1 member, and 21 that they have 0 members. So they are pretty much at risk to be considered dormant and then being disincorporated from our PS database. Okay, so if we go now and see what is going on with Region 8, this is a very quick SWOT analysis. Okay, I won't go in detail, but I thought it's important to highlight things that are common for our countries in our region. So we have we are undertaking a revitalization of our young leadership. That's very good. So many professional chapters is what I know. I would like to know more about the student brand chapters, what is going on there. But we are changing leadership, and renewing leadership is vital to keep the momentum, okay, for being active. Because the information for the high performing chapter program is not yet ready in 2025. I'm just using the information from last year, and we had 50 chapters that qualified within this program. I'm talking about professional chapters. Also, the outstanding chapter award winners, the current, because it's not anymore the current, because the results this year were announced. But if we check what happened last year and the previous one, they were from Region 8. And 28 chapters with more than 50 members, they are very good numbers. When there are funding opportunities, Region 8 is very active. I'm very proud of our student brand chapters and professional chapters. For instance, the MDI, that is the member driven initiative funding, Region 8 is pretty much the region with more applicants, and that's very good. So if we talk about weaknesses, well, lack of tailored strategies, something I have seen a lot. Reactive approach after things already happen is when we are trying to see how to put something in reverse and trying to fix them. Limited monitoring and accountability, and language barriers that limit participation. That's something I also have raised. And there are opportunities coming with English courses and things like that. I'm working with PS back office. So if we talk about opportunities, so the trainings, of course, we need the trainings to help, and we are doing it. This is one of the trainings. Also, there are training for chapter chairs and student brand chapter chairs that happen every year. This year will be in Egypt. We need to partnering with industry, and collaboration and networking always offer us opportunity apart from enhanced learning experience. So the threat is the lack of chapter engagement that is being addressed. I think limited resources, that's for sure something that is experiencing plenty of countries within the region. Resistant to change, this is from some countries where we want to try to instaurate new committees, new renew leadership, but there is resistance in some cases. And we are the region with the wars. All the wars that are happening are in our region. There's something that is not good for our membership, for our when you are organizing conferences. So it's a threat. So if we go now with the Region 8 growth strategy, I will try to go quicker. I won't go in detail because I want to give you chance for questions. But what I want you to keep in mind, there are five priorities. Okay, students, chapter cross collaboration, young professional activities, and PS volunteers, because it's our backbone, our volunteers. So regarding students, we need to focus on retention and transition to professional membership. And something that I will talk in depth or with more detail here is the succession plans. Okay, one thing for a student that we need to try to push is that student branch chapters may have a very active committee, but everybody student will graduate. Well, we hope so. Yeah. So at some point, the leadership graduates, and then the student branch chapters remain inactive if there is no a succession plan in place. So we need to have the new generation taking over, and that's something that we will get in more details. I'm happy to share these slides with organizers, and then maybe they can give you this slide with you, but I will just mention something else, because if not, it will take a lot of time to go within all this information. But the cross collaboration that should happen in general, not just with professional chapters, but in general with all student branch chapters. What is this? So if you partner with other student branch chapters, or if you partner with your chapter in your section, or even if you are a student branch chapter or a chapter professional chapter and would like to partner with another society, a student branch chapter or chapter professional chapter from another society for a common subject, a common matter, for instance, power and energy with industrial applications, with power electronics. We have plenty of societies that are aligned with some subjects that are very important, hot topics nowadays. So that's what I'm trying to impulse in Region 8. So you help other chapter to organize an event, maybe by promoting the event, by ensuring that people from your chapter are attending the event. So then you will register this activity as an activity you organized, and then vice versa. So you take the principal role, you are the principal organizer, and then the other chapter will help you in the same way you did. And instead of having, for instance, just one activity, you will have the double. So you can double the activities if you partner with others. And this is the message I wanted to leave. And finally, on this slide, I want to talk about a new award for volunteers, and it's part of this slide. So I just want to carry on with that. Apart from the training, that's something new that we are introducing in Region 8. So this is more or less the high-level action plan. But I think it will be more important to have your questions and comments. So I won't go in detail because I'm seeing the clock and there are some slides pending here. Okay. So succession plans, that's something that I really want you to take in seriously. So why is this important? If you have student branch chapters, so the leadership needs to identify who the future leaders will be. So this is only a reference, but mid-year leadership assessment, this means potential candidates are identified, okay, by the current committee. So then we go with this mentorship program, but it's a way to name it. So interested students are paired with existing leaders for shadowing and mentorship. So that the idea is that the future leaders, they will be working along with the current leaders, so they know more or less what to do, how to report, who to contact. They will know that we have a committee for student and young professionals, very keen to support them, who they are. They may will know about myself and my contacts. So that's very important, okay? And then the early engagement, so active participation in student branch chapters activities is encouraged for leadership development. And then these phases, okay? So phase one is the selection process. Those months are just a reference. It doesn't need to happen like that. But when a student branch chapter gets serious about having a succession plan, it doesn't matter which one is the month, sorry, this will happen. What is very important is that this will happen. Selection process, the handover period, and when the new leadership is taken over, okay? So that it should happen before everybody in the previous committee is gone. And that's why we have the mentorship and support. And by following this structured succession plan, we can ensure smooth leadership transitions, okay? 1 second. Apologies. Okay, so we saw before numbers that are a little bit difficult to swallow. So 87 student branch chapters, they have less than 9 members. So what can we do? So I am suggesting a three stages approach. So first stage, work with active reporting student branch chapters. So those student branch chapters that are reporting activities, even if they are not fulfilling the minimum requirements, they are reporting. So it's like the first approach to those reporting, just to ensure that they keep active, okay? So we need to ensure that those student branch chapters reporting, they produce the succession plans, okay? And this will help maintain continuity, okay, within organizational units that are actively hosting events and engaging students. So then the second stage approach that I'm suggesting is what to do with non-reporting but active student branch chapters. So you may have student branch chapters organizing events or participating with others, but they are not reporting. Maybe the lack of knowledge, maybe they forgot to do it, maybe they don't know they need to do it, but if they don't report, they don't exist. So we need to reach out to those student branch chapters that we know that they are, or they still operational, okay, and help them with the submission, the report submissions. And by contacting the last known leaders, because sometimes you may don't know who the new leaders are, they may help you identify, which ones are the new leaders, or if there are none, maybe you can help revitalize, okay, the new committee. And the third stage is to work with the student branch chapters that are totally inactive, okay, but there is a student branch active in that university. So sometimes, and this is what we have done in other student branch chapters, PS in different countries, by working with a student branch, we can identify volunteers that will be keen to take the role for becoming PS committee or revitalize the student branch chapter, PS student branch chapter. And this is when you need to, it comes handy. First time is $0 the inscription or the subscription to PS, and then you have only $1. So the idea is that even if there are in that student branch there are people studying electronics, other areas, not power and energy or systems, or the ones that are our own um, areas, they may be interested in being part of PS because it's free or it's just $1, and they will get a lot of advantages, training, they may will get to travel. So I think there are a lot of very good reasons to join PS and help revitalize an inactive student branch chapter. Now, the volunteer award, okay, I think that will be the last part of my presentation. So this was created. This year is our first year. Unfortunately, the deadline already passed. It was 30th of May. I just want every volunteer to be aware that this is happening in Region 8. So every year, you can nominate a volunteer or you can self-nominate yourself, okay? This form, there is a form, So I have the form. I can also share the form. So far it's only a Word document that you need to fulfill. It's not yet an electronic form, but we are working towards that. So this form is nominated. You will do the nomination or submit a nomination for somebody else. Okay. The nominee must be an active volunteer in a PES professional chapter, PES student branch chapter, affinity group, Women in Power. Well, DEI now is changing names. Sorry, I got this from the earlier this year, but it's not called anymore DA, but I will make the changes. Or PS officer contributing to the development of PS within Region 8. So anybody you see that is working, is helping us and deserve to be recognized, please just nominate that person, okay? So the winner will be honored with a plaque, which will be presented to the Region 8 training event later, or it depends. This is something, it depends if the availability of the person traveling, or can be, we can arrange something different, okay? So the deadline every year will be 30th of May. And this is how the form looks like. So details of the nominee, the nominator. Of course, in some cases, the nominator will be the same nominee, so you can leave it blank. And there are questions that you need to answer, okay? So contributions and impact, innovative initiative and leadership, measurable impact and achievements, long-term influence and sustainability, supporting documents, optional. You don't need to be very thorough, but as much as you can offer, it will be better. I have reviewed already some applications. There are some applications more simple than others, but they're still very powerful applications. So it's a matter to try to be as much detailed as possible, so the persons judging this can have more information to be accurate. And something else is, if you really believe that somebody deserves an award, you can nominate that person, but also you can talk with others that work also with you to do the same, because that makes the nomination more powerful. So 2, 3, 4 people nominating same person means that there are plenty of people in agreement that that person deserves an award. And that's it. And thank you very much. I'm very happy to answer any question you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Eduardo, for the insightful presentation. Actually, it's a clear overview and the practical advices and key facts for the PES community. Very informative presentation. I don't know if you would prefer to take the questions now or at the end of the sessions. If
Okay,
yes,
as you wish, as you wish. Sorry, I didn't ask.
it's okay. It's okay. It's up to you. If you want it now, it's okay. We can have the questions now.
Okay, let's have the question now so we can close this matter.
Okay, nice. So, guys, please feel free to write your questions in the chat or raise your hands, and the Q&A are open now.
Let me stop sharing so I can see the full screen here. Okay.
Okay, nice.
So let me check. Don't know if we have. Sorry. I can see in the chat a question. Where do we report events happening? I am currently a chair for PS Women in Power South African section and also the UJ student branch advisor. I have hosted the webinar December last year, and we are partnering with Industrial Application Society. That's fantastic. Student chapter to host a guest lecture at our university in 25th of July. Where do we report this? Okay, so vTools. So you have IEEE vTools. If you put in Google vTools events, you go to this. It will be the first, maybe the first line that says that you will go to that link, because I don't remember never the proper web address. And you need, if you already are registered as a PS officer, you will have the admin privilege to register an event. And I will tell you something. This I have explain this in different trainings, and there is a lot of documentation about how to do this. Don't know how many of you are aware about our place on Collabratech, but we have a resource center in PES Collabratech. So, sorry, PES Collabratech, that is IEEE, has a PES group. You need to ask Jennifer, our PES staff, to get access. If you are a student branch chapter chair, or in this any position that is relevant, and there are plenty of information there. But what I would suggest to handle, to run, please incorporate how to report, okay, as soon as
Exactly.
possible in the next
And
possibility. Sorry.
yeah, the next session of this training, we will give like explanation in like details about vTools, how to use it, how to report, and so on. So they will be more aware, and like they will have the information how to do it.
Excellent. Remember, if you don't report, never happened. Okay, for IEEE PES, that never happened. And it's a shame, because it happened, a lot of effort, was put there. So let's report, and should we report? Okay, Bridget, Nana.
Hi.
Hello.
So yeah, so for me, I just joined the PES this year.
Okay.
I'm from Ghana, to be specific, and IEEE was just brought to my school. That was like the beginning of last year. So I'm not really active in terms of contribution. I'm contributing to any like any sub chapter or something. So I'm asking, is it possible for me to volunteer in another chapter, even though maybe that might not be in my school or something? Because for now, we don't have the PES sub chapter in my school. Yeah.
Well, what I will say, the first thing I will say, a volunteer is always welcome. If something we need, that's our volunteers. So your volunteer work is very welcome. I suggest that you try to join any of the options that you have close, and gain the enough knowledge and momentum, so you will be the one forming a organizational unit, okay? That will be or a student branch chapter, PS chapter, or professional chapter. No, Ghana already. I'm not sure if Ghana has a professional chapter. I need to double check, but that's the idea. So just to let you know something, we just had last year a new PS professional chapter from Qatar, and it was a lady like you that just knocked my door and told me, Eduardo, in Qatar there is no PS chapter. So we started looking at the PS members. There were 7 at that moment. We were looking to increase. As soon as they reached 12, we just did all the protocol to fulfill the forms, and now we have a Qatar PS chapter. The same is happening with Malta. They just reached the 12 PS members, and now the petition was submitted. So please, I want to encourage you to, if it's not right now, that is the aim, okay? And seek help with all the people that are around you, myself, and all these organizers from the student and young professional committee will help you for sure.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Okay, is there any other question?
Yeah, there was some people who raised their hand, but I forgot the names.
Okay, I can't see that.
Al-Tayyib, Abdul Mahmoud, I think I saw him raised his hand. So anyway, if someone has a question, he can go. Let's see.
Yes, I raised my hand. Thanks for mentioning that. Mr. Eduardo, first, I want to thank you for the insightful session. And second, I want to ask, I'm currently the vice chair of the IEEE PES student branch in my university. But one thing I noticed that if we made like workshops and talks about power and energy specifically, we won't have a lot of people coming in. But if we made things like about maybe soft skills or tech in general, then add some texture of power and energy to it or something like that, that will get more people to us. So I wanted to ask, is there a limit, or like, is there a frame for our like events that we can hold? Is it really limited to be only on power and energy, or we can focus on career development also and things like that? And thank you.
Thank you, Altair. It's a very good question. So I think everything is important. So professional activities, activities that go towards career developments, they are very welcome. But we need to keep in mind that we are a technical society, and in general, IEEE. So there is a minimum requirement from MGA, that is the IEEE, like higher, organization that look over all the OUs that are organizational units. So to keep your organizational unit active, you need to at least organize 2 technical activities. So that's from MGA. Now from PES, in order to qualify for the high performing program student branch chapter, you need to organize a combination between in 4 total between technical and professional. Okay, that's what we consider. So professional, if all the activities you do are soft skills, then you are lacking like a leg. So you need to find the right balance, and it's important to address the necessities of the people that can be members if they are not yet, or to address what the general public around you and your university are seeking, but never lose our aim that is technical. Okay, that's my advice. Find the right balance, organize soft skill activities, professional activities, but never lose the technical aspect. So there are a lot of hot topics nowadays. I will assure you that climate change is everywhere. Climate change goes across many different um, societies, and PES is leader within IEEE, leading the climate change. So there are a lot of technical activities. We don't need to talk about power system and protection relays in substation, blah 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 blah. Not, we don't need to be so specific about some subjects, but there are subjects within power and energy that everybody will love to attend. So think about that. Okay, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, that's really like helped me a lot, I guess, and opening my eyes for things like climate change. Like it's going to really benefit me a lot, I guess. Thank
Yes,
you, Mr.
smart cities, Internet of Things. So you have a lot of subjects that everybody loves. That is not just for power and energy. It's not just for people studying electrical engineering subjects. So yes, please. Is there any other question?
Yes, please. This is Bridget. Sorry.
Go ahead,
Um,
please.
yes. So I was one that asked you about the volunteering opportunities and all of that. You were saying I could ask for help. And my question is, how can I get that help so that I can start action and be able to contribute to a different chapter or something like that?
Well, I would suggest if you can write to Rand or Hadil or Sameh.
Exactly.
So just if you put some of you guys, if you give Bridget or if you put your emails on the
Yeah, I
chat.
will put all the emails right now in the chat so she can
Perfect.
contact any one of us. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the first step. We have a very competent committee that will guide you, Bridget. Okay.
Thank you very much.
And I can see that Rishi also put in the chat the link for events vTool. So that's the link where we need to report events. Thank you, Rishi. Okay, I think that will be all for me right now, because there are other speakers. I don't want to take more time for other speakers. I will carry on here, but I will switch off my camera because I'm not any more relevant. And the floor is yours, Hadil or Rand. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Eduardo. Thank you for everything you shared. Really appreciated. So up to next, we're happy to welcome Mrs. Haneen AlJuhani, the chair of the IEEE PES SYP Mentoring Initiative, who will tell us more about this program and how you can benefit from it. So Haneen, the floor is yours. Welcome and thank you.
Thank you, Hadi, for the great introduction. It's a great pleasure to be here today. I hope you could hear me clearly. That's the first question I would have to ask.
Yes, all clear.
Okay, thank you so much. Hi everyone. I'm Haneen AlJuhani. First of all, I will share my screen to start my presentation. So today I will be speaking about the IEEE PES SYP Mentoring Initiative. So for today's agenda, okay, we will dive into the introduction about mentoring initiative, what it is, what's new in that, and why it's important, who can join us as well. Then we will have what's new, the initiative timeline, and we will have some time for questions and answer. So first of all, for the introduction, I will firstly introduce myself and then a bit about the introduction, the initiative, sorry about that. So I joined the IEEE PES since 2019. The first role was the chair for the IEEE PES student branch chapter in my university. And from there, I led different parts. And now I'm currently the chair for the IEEE PES SYP Global Mentoring Initiative, as well as the Women in Power representative for Saudi Arabia, and also within the core team for the IEEE Region 8 SYP. So for that, I want to say that we've started working the Global Mentoring Initiative from the beginning of this year. So till now, we have around 6 months, I believe. And I have to present the team that worked very hard on that, which is the Global Mentoring team. We have different departments under the team. We have the platform and technical team. We have the ML and content development team, the performance tracking team, media management, public relations, and the ambassadors coordination. Each one of this team worked very hard for this initiative, and here we are today. So what's the IEEE Global Mentoring Initiative, the SYP's Global Mentoring Initiative? So it's about development for the students and younger professionals. We aim to enhance not only technical, but non-technical skills as well, like leadership, career development, and any goal that the mentee might want to achieve. So the main goal is to connect mentees with experienced mentors from academia and industry. So for this year, it's the first time to be a global mentoring initiative. If we went to the last year, there was a mentoring initiative for each region individually, and there was some physical sessions in each region as well. So for example, from region 1 to 7, it was during the general meeting, and for the region 8, 9, and 10, it was during some conferences like the ICT. But for this year, we wanted to be globally one mentoring initiative, and we will go to discuss to know why. If you could see the country diversity of the IEEE PES mentoring, you could see that the higher registration was from region 10, as they are the biggest region as well in the IEEE, and they are very active. But we wanted also to make sure that also the other regions have a larger registration. That's why we wanted to have a global one, to make sure that we could coordinate the registration number. If you could see also the technical areas of interest for mentors and mentees, from that you could see that the mentees are more than the mentors. So for that, we wanted also to set a goal that we will have a more higher number in the mentors for this year. So for the ideal case, we want to have a mentor for each mentee, to have one session as well. So Here, we'll dive into what's new for this year as well. So you could choose your mentor and mentee, not only in the professional interest base, but also you could choose your regional preferences. So for example, if you wanted to have, you are from region 8 and you wanted to have a mentor from region, let's say 1 to 7 or region 10, just for either you are targeting to go to a work trip there, or you wanted to start in your studies there and wanted a mentor from that region, you could do that as well. A more user-friendly platform for scheduling, communication, and progress tracking. And also, we will set a clear timeline to set your milestones for each pair. And for that, we will provide you with the template that will help you to set your goals and achieve it. If you have any problems, you could also highlight it in that template, which will make it easier to you to see where are you stuck, and you could overcome that. Automatic mentoring, monitoring of meeting hours. So this will help you and help your mentor to schedule a meeting very easily if you had any changes, or if you want to track if you have any, let's say, any overlapped meeting at that time, it will be easier to you as well. A monthly meeting to review progress. So for us as the organizing team, we will have a monthly meeting with all the pairs in the mentoring initiative to make sure that you are achieving your goals. That's the first thing. The other thing, if you had any issues during that month, if either you could contact us through our emails, of course, or during that meeting, you could also share your thoughts, any issues you face, any suggestion you want us to implement during the rest of the period for the mentoring initiative. We will be happy to participate in that. And for the most important thing, we will celebrate the best mentor and mentee pair in the closing ceremony. And for that, it's not only will be in the, it won't only be in the closing ceremony. We will also celebrate some top pairs during the monthly meetings we will have with you, as we will get your progress reports before that and evaluate it. So also we will have a 10 members ambassadors. So these ambassadors will be always there for you. For each region, we will have, for example, for region 10, we have 4 ambassadors. For region 9, we will have 2, also for region 8, as well as region 1 to 7. So during your first month, for example, you face any issue, or even during the whole period, if you faced any issues and you wanted to solve it immediately, you could reach out to them and they will be happy to support you. So they could reach out to us or solve the issue directly with you. Also, for this mentoring initiative, we will try to bring the distinguished lecturer program, so we will be happy to connect with them as well. And for the outcomes, you could set whatever goal you want: publications, networking, higher studies, or industry exposure. So whatever your goal is, we are here to help you achieve it. So coming to the timeline for the initiative, we will have 2 awareness sessions. This will help you know how to start your journey with the mentoring initiative. And if you are facing any difficulties during the registration process, we will be there for you. So it will be 2 sessions in the same day to help accommodate different time zones. So you could attend the first one or the second one, whatever the time works for you. So then we will have the opening ceremony, which will be on the 2nd of July. So it's just right next week. So for monthly meetings, we will have also the monthly meetings, as I mentioned, and then we will have the closing ceremony, which will be in the 2nd of November this year. So now I will have to say that you will have to secure your spot, as we already received more than 200 participants from mentors and mentees across the globe. So the great news for this mentoring initiative, it's not only for IEEE PES students and younger professionals. For this time, it's open to all IEEE members and non-IEEE members. So if you know someone that will be interested to join this mentoring initiative, please share it with them, as this will be a great opportunity for them also to know what are the benefits of IEEE memberships. So our target is students, younger professionals, and experts, of course, from academia and this industry. And for the exclusive news that we didn't share yet in social media, that we will be featuring a very top speakers during our welcoming ceremony. And the opening remarks will be with the President-elect, Mary. So we'll be happy to see you there, and you don't want to miss that though. For that, I will open the floor for your question and answer. So please, if you have any questions related to the registration process or anything related to the mentoring initiative, I'll be happy to answer it.
Thank you, Haneen. Yeah, guys, please feel free to write your questions in the chat or raise your hand for speaking.
Hadil, could you help me if there is any questions in the chat box? I can't say.
Yeah, sure. I'm checking the chat. Right now, we don't have any question, I guess. But guys, as we said, please feel free to write your questions or raise your hands to speak. Do you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
AlTayyib raised his hand.
Okay, nice.
Yes. Thank you, Haneen, for this informative also session, and also thank you for organizing this mentoring initiative, because I really got excited for it, and I have already filled the registration form, and I received an email that tells me the next steps. And the first one was to complete your mentee profile, if not already done, before 30th of June. I've watched the instruction video and found nothing about that. I didn't really know where to complete my mentee profile. Is it something different than the registration form?
It's actually you could log into your account through in the platform. So there you could see your profile. I believe that most of the questions will be filled from the registration form. We wanted just to make sure that once you go there, you will find all the question answer. If you find anything not filled there, please fill it out. If you couldn't, just reach out to us and we will help you on that as well. But the ideal case, it will be filled out from your actual registration form. So just go to your profile, make sure that everything is there. If there is anything missing, reach out to us.
All right, great. But for logging into the platform, is it like using my same credentials for logging for IEEE? Okay, that's
it will be with the same one you've registered during the registration form.
Oh, in the form.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Haneen.
Most welcome.
So Haneen, we have right now 2 questions as well in the chat. The first one, can the SPC advisor be considered a mentor for the SPC XCOM?
Okay, so for that, we cannot decide if you are a mentor or you are a mentee. You will have to decide that by yourself. So if you feel that you have the knowledge to give the mentee whatever they need, so please proceed to register as a mentor. So it doesn't depend that you what degree you have, as long as you have the experience and knowledge to help the mentee achieve their goal. So you could choose technical or non-technical. And if you're looking for the leadership skills, you could choose that you are looking for a mentee looking for non-technical skills. There you could be the mentor for that mentee as well.
Okay, thank you. Another question is that is the ambassador for the event still open or it's closed? I think.
It's still open, and for that, I will share my next page. You could scan the first QR to register in the initiative itself. I will also share the link in the chat box once I close the presentation. Also, you could join the WhatsApp community as well for any updates.
They are asking about how they can enroll for the event. So I will check the link of the event, maybe, or if you have it ready.
Yeah, let me share it just a minute.
Okay. I think I found it. So I will share it with them.
Okay. Thank you, Ren.
Yeah, you're welcome. So is there any other questions for Haneen? So I think we are good to go. Hadil?
Okay, nice. Thank you, Haneen, for thank you, thank you, Haneen, for sharing those wonderful opportunities and insights. I hope everyone got some. Okay, I guess there's another questions or no?
Unfortunately, I won't be able to register either as a mentee or a mentor, but I believe if I had the chance to register, I'd be registering as a mentee. I don't have the experience to be a mentor yet, but thank you for that.
Okay, nice. As we were saying, thank you, Hani, for sharing those wonderful opportunities and insights for this program. Now we're moving forward for our third speaker, Mr. Anand Shah, the co-chair of the IEEE PES SYP committee. He will be talking us through the wide range of opportunities available within the IEEE PES committee. I guess Mr. Anand joined us, no?
Yes, I'm on the call. Thanks, Hadil.
Hi, Mr. Anand. So the stage is yours. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Hadil.
Thank
Good
you.
morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone, depending upon your time zone. I'm currently sitting in Vancouver, Canada, and it's 8 o'clock my time. I'm happy to be here, and I know we have around 50 folks in the call. So I would say let's take this opportunity to talk mostly with everybody. I mean, I would like to understand from many people on the call who might have joined for the first time, or oh, sorry, I forgot to turn on my video. Just give me one sec. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, perfect. So, I mean, given the number of participants on the call, and Rishi is on the call, Eduardo is on the call, and R8 leadership, Rand, Haneen, Hadil are there. So most of the members who have joined the call for the first time, I would like to understand if you joined PES this year, what was your purpose and what was the main motive behind it? And the reason I'm trying to understand this is we want to get more people aware about IEEE PES student membership or young professionals, depending upon what area of work they are in. And you can be our ambassadors going and talking to more students or professionals in your work, in your school, or in your life. So if you can, I know it's hard to talk over a big call, but if you can just put in the chat about a comment on why you joined IEEE PES this year if you are very new, and if you have been with IEEE PES for the past few years, what's something you would like us as a leadership team to address, and what we can give you as a back as an opportunity for people to take part in IEEE PES. So if you want to just message on the chat, that would be appreciated so we can talk more on those topics. Meanwhile, I'll try to give some updates on what is the current opportunities within PES where you can take advantage of. So I will wait for your comments on the chat if you can, please. Thank you. And don't feel that we are going to judge you based on your comment. We are here to help you because we want to understand what is the reason or factor helping more members to join our community and take advantage of, or what can we do for the current community who is already with IEEE PES. I think everybody is being shy not to answer anything on the chat. I'll give you a bit of story about myself. I was a IEEE volunteer since 2016, but not a IEEE PES volunteer till 2020. So when I joined IEEE PES in 2020, I felt I missed out a lot of opportunities being a student member or even being a graduate student member when I was doing my master's in Canada, Victoria. So the time I was approached by Mazana, that the she was the VP of membership at that point, and they approached me saying, "Can we get some help on marketing and communications for the?" At that point of time, they were doing Global Student Congress. So I was being asked to help the 2020 Global Student Congress team during our pandemic. The previous plan for them was to do a in-person global student congress, but because of pandemic everything changed drastically, and we were supposed to do a in-person student virtual global student congress, and there was something new for everyone. So I met a lot of IEEE PES volunteers at that time, and talking to them I realized I have missed a lot of opportunities, like even just being a student, what I could have achieved, like taking parts in the local events, talking to the local leaders who could have helped me uh,
Sí,
get a
hola.
reference. Hello. Sorry, I think there was some voice. Who could have helped me getting more exposure to the industry in my local area where I was doing my masters. So with those opportunities, and then I realized a lot of opportunities about PES scholarship, the training, the Global Student Congress, which I could have uh, addressed or like taken part in my graduate days. So given those things, I definitely want to understand if most of you on the call have been attending your local chapter or local SBC meetings. I know some of you are chairs, some of you are members of IEEE PES. So how are you keeping in touch with IEEE PES? Is there any particular medium? If anybody wants to go and talk directly on the phone, on the call, that would be nice as well. Matthias, are you going to talk, or you're just, yeah, if you have any thoughts, let us know as well.
Yeah, you were asking about how do we normally engage, basically.
Yes.
Well, this is my first year as a chair, and in my basically my branch, my chapter, sorry. So I have to say that we haven't got so much in contact yet regarding that specific aspect. But yes, I have to say that, well, actually the previous chair is actually in this meeting, which is Rand Amdanat, and she was really engaged with the Power Energy Society. In my case, I haven't been so engaged so far, but we have been organizing some. For example, next week we are having the first time that we are organizing it in my home city, which is a meeting with all PhD and also already people who are doctors in the field of power and energy society, or in this case, power energy, let's say. So we want to, well, we are a small chapter. Let's say that we are not more than 20 students in total, PhD students, but we are trying to keep it alive. And one of the things I wanted to join this meeting was because I want to understand how we can actually bring it closer to the students. How the main question that we get from all the students is, why should I join, even though it's not such a big amount of money that I have to invest in order to join or in order to be part, but what type of events or what type of coordination, or how should we encourage students to actually join? And of course, this is a really, when we compare with other societies or with other organizational of students in the university, we find out that we are really narrowed down to PhD students, that they are based in power systems or power electronics as well, but it is really narrow. So that's why we are normally, at least in Spain, where I am living right now, we are quite small in that aspect. But the idea is that even though it is really narrowed down to this type of students, is how should we bring to them the benefits that they have, that they can get by joining the association.
No, that's good to know. And definitely being new and being Rand as your past chair, she can definitely support you in this kind of work. I mean, one of the main motive was to train volunteers and get a succession plan. I think Eduardo mentioned about it as well. We are facing a lot of issues where there is somebody who is working, but then if they don't have enough people to help them at that point, when they leave the university or even being a professional chair, they are filling a void which is not being filled. And I mean, giving my example, I'm doing a lot of volunteering with IEEE PES on student and young professional, but when it came to professional chapters, I am the current IEEE PES Vancouver chapter chair, and I had to take over because there was nobody who was running the show since COVID, because everything went down on in-person events after COVID. Like people started getting more on virtual events because nobody wants to travel, nobody wants to just go for a 2 hour drive to attend 1 hour session. So that was a kind of change we have seen in North America. And because we were coming out of pandemic, we were still trying to figure out if people really want to do in-person event for like 1 hour, because nobody has time to come. So then we started doing a bit of hybrid events, inviting speakers who are new to this area. So that was kind of a challenging moment for us as well. But I mean, that's good that you have Rand as your ex-member, and she will definitely be of good support. And as I mentioned, everybody on the call, myself and Rishi being the co-chair of IEEE PES SYP, Eduardo being the regional lead for R8 and the governing board member, definitely reach out to any of us along with Rand, Hadil, or Haneen, and we would be doing our best to help you on getting any activities within the region 8 as well. So now I can see some comments in the chat. Thanks, Dr. Lutando, for being the Woman in Power chair and taking the opportunity if you see something is vacant. That's what we are trying to see, like how can we fill the gap, because if there is nobody to do the events or continue being the chair or leadership position, then at the end of the couple of years, as Eduardo mentioned, we have to either uh, stop that SBC. I mean, IEEE has a different process of dissolving the SBCs. We are still not taking that route because we are trying to see if we can revive those SBCs by doing joint events. Like there is a minimum requirement of 2 events for IEEE guidelines, but not for PES guidelines. But if you don't do it, you are missing the opportunity for High Performance Student Branch Award, as well as we are trying to get some more active volunteers opportunity to take part in the regional trainings. I think most of you might be aware, but we do regional trainings for each region every year. So region 1 to 7, the training is happening at general meeting, which is like the IEEE sponsored meeting in July at Austin, Texas. And then region 8, I think Rand and team and are working currently for an open call, which will be coming out anytime soon. That is happening in Egypt, and Eduardo is the chair of the training, and Rand and team will be specifically talking about the student portion of the training, which you will probably be getting an exposure to. And at that point, I would say everybody has an opportunity to take part. You have to apply, you have to answer the questions we have asked. We want to understand how you currently are working as a leader and how you can be a good leader in the future. So that way, a lot of things will be scrutinized. It's not like a guaranteed spot. We have a limited spot in the training. So we have an open call, and the team works really hard on the background to select the number of people who are coming to the training, and those are the future leaders. That's what we expect them in the real life. So that is one example. I think Haneen already gave an example about the mentoring program, which she's revamping and probably opening very anytime soon. Like we have it, I think, starting 4th of July. And then I have just been given a task to revamp our virtual career fair program. I think, I don't know if you on the call, everybody are aware, but we did a couple of pilots back in 2023 and 2024. with region 1 to 7, US, Canada, and one with region 8, along with a conference ISGT in Europe that was in Grenoble, France in 2023. So based on the pilots, what we are doing this year is we are trying to do a global career fair, like a worldwide in different time zones, and we are still in the early phase to make a foolproof plan, and then you will be approached as a leader in your community to help us out in all ways. Probably to promote the event, to get the companies, to get the students or young professionals who can attend the event and get the benefit from. So those are some of the areas. There is some PES scholarship options, but I mean, when it comes to PES scholarship, everything is defined within a particular region. So probably either myself or Rishi can share a link on the chat, but those are very region specific. So every time you go through something, read the documents very clearly and understand if it's for your region. I think Eduardo already mentioned about some particular award or like a recognition for region 8 volunteers. So in probably you might be eligible now or in future. The call has closed for this year, but keep an eye. The latest one coming is the open call for training, so that make sure everybody is aware, and keep an eye on when the communication comes out from Rand or team. I think along with that, there is a particular funding with IEEE YP, and being a part of SYP, although you might be following or like coming out of a student branch, but you are eligible to apply for some funding through SYP because SYP is student and young professional combined. And if you have a YP member on your committee, or even if you have a YP member in your local area who can be of help, there is a not a mentoring program, there is a mentoring funding available where you can do some local options. Like if you have something planned for a university or a college in your area, you can apply for that funding. Probably once we are done with the call, I'll try to send that link and some data back to Rand and team so that they can circulate back to you all. That is just one option. Again, as I mentioned about different opportunities within PES. Yeah, I'm just trying to think about all the opportunities we have been getting aware about it recently so that you can take advantage. And I'm going to go through the chat one more time just to see some more updates. Uh, Bridget mentioned they joined because they wanted to learn about the experts in power and energy field, have a mentor. Yeah, so that's a good point. I think the program which Haneen and team are working on will be able to get you a good mentor depending upon where you are planning to use it. Like, are you working on a career path or going to conferences, or trying to find a good job in your power and energy field as well? Have the opportunity to present a conference. Yeah, so for the conference support, I know a lot of people ask about the questions like, do we have a fund within R8 who can do conference support? At this point, we would say we don't have a direct fund, but if you are being selected to, if you have submitted a paper or a presentation and if you have been selected, then definitely reach out to Rand and we can discuss about those options where we can probably get some funding from different avenues within IEEE PES governing board. It's not directly related to the fund we have for SYP activities, but we can definitely get you in touch with options where you can get some funding if you have applied for a paper and you have been selected, or you have a poster or paper competition somewhere in the conference as well. Pradeep mentioned about the same thing. I think I already gave you an answer. Yeah, I know different region have different funds. R1 to 7, US and Canada is well known for major conferences, so they have different funding options. But as I mentioned, if you have applied for a conference as a paper or something activities, feel free to reach out to Rand and team, and we'll try to see if we can help you. Otherwise, the current conference in the Power Africa one where we are doing training, you can always try to be a good representative of your SBC and apply for the open call, and we'll see how it works for you. Amina mentioned joined because of women in power. That's good to know. New member to IEEE PES. Yeah. Opportunities like this, personally vice chair. Okay, that's good. Along with this, anybody has any questions you want me or Rishi or Rand or Eduardo to answer? feel free to type on chat. If you don't want to talk directly on the call, just talk on the chat. You can even send a message to me directly or somebody directly, and we can read out for you. That's not a problem. Yeah, I think Rishi already given an update on the in-person training. Yeah, I was about to launch open call. How could we? This is a question we are always asked. How could we benefit from the membership? Okay, that's a good question. How could you benefit from a membership? So before being a member, you might be doing something else, but after being a member, what you are benefiting is that you are able to attend local meetings, local chapter activities, which is definitely giving you exposure regarding your industry or your local leaders. Like as I mentioned, the reason I joined IEEE PES was my manager reached out to me in my company that can we get some help from you on the Global Student Congress. So when I joined the IEEE PES membership, I felt that if I because I knew a lot of IEEE PES members in my workplace before as well, but because I was not part of the IEEE PES membership, I was not being able to attend or I was not being made aware about the opportunities. Like one of the thing was the Global Student Congress in-person activities, which were happening probably around 2018, 2019, which I could have applied or I could have been eligible to go and attend with different leaders around the globe. And if you are a research person or in a research industry, IEEE PES will give you a lot of options for those activities as well. Probably work on your applications for different paper or poster competition, and you might be eligible to directly come through the funding from IEEE VP of Education. That is one portfolio and research publications. And then along with this, getting exposure to the local leaders itself is a big thing because that will help you to either grow in your career, either going for further studies or going into research or even going into academia. So it is all up to an individual how to take the best of so many resources available when you join IEEE PES as a member. This is a question about mentoring program. I am now a manufacturing engineering, but I'm interested in research and I want to integrate. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's open to everybody. Okay. Ashraf has a question. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm going through the chat, and as I mentioned, feel free to ask questions directly on the call. I would be happy to answer along with the leaders on the call. I don't want to make any kind of direct wordings that okay there are this opportunities available for you, because every opportunity has their own rules and criteria and requirements, and everybody falls under a different criteria. Like giving an example, I might not be eligible for something where you or Matthias might be because he's a SBC leader, or Rand might not be now because she is not a graduate student anymore. So everybody has a different way of putting in an application. But when you see something, don't feel that you might get a rejection or you might not be selected. Give it a try without even expecting any good results, and something definitely might come out. And it's not always the case that if you apply for something you will get that particular thing. You might be approached for something else. Like like I'm just giving an example about starting to work with Rand in the last 3 years. I think I met Rand at the 2023 Region 8 training in person, probably in Istanbul. And then at that time, we discussed a lot about how we can revive activities within Region 8. And within 2 years, she is taking a leadership position because she was eager to help us out, eager to understand what is needed in her local area, in the Region 8. And the way we got her idea on what we can implement more within Region 8 helped her to gain a leadership position within the IEEE SYP team. And the main idea is we want to train more volunteers to be at the same level. Like that's what we are here for. Being a leader in IEEE PES, it's not always talking about what is there, what we can do more for you. And sometimes when we go and do a presentation, I feel I definitely want to hear more from your side, because every student or every member has a different story or approach where we can help you. Like I would say, probably twice in a day or thrice in a day, I get an email asking about a simple question: how can I get funding for attending this conference? And my approach to them is, do you have something where you want to take the advantage of that conference? Because attending a conference is something which is not available openly to everybody. There are multiple limitations to that. Visa is one of the things. Recently, we are observing different in different regions. I know last year when we did the Region 8 training, a lot of people were eager to attend the training. We invited them, but because of the visa issues, they were not able to. So those things are out of our hand. I mean, out of everybody's hand. So in that case, what we would say is we try to do the virtual training which we are on call right now, which is kind of a medium for you to understand what you can get more. But don't feel that only going to an in-person event is going to make you more known or more resourceful in this terms. Get to know people through virtual program, virtual trainings, talk to them over a virtual coffee, chat, and then try to understand where you want to be. Like you might be in a research industry and then you might want to publish a paper or present a paper in a conference in US, and you might be eligible, but you won't know until you talk to somebody. Like if you won't talk to leaders, you might not get an idea that, oh, IEEE PES general meeting has an opportunity where you can apply for the thesis competition, the 3-minute thesis competition, which is something they have started like probably 2 years ago. And they are still working on evaluating those whole concept of how to get more research oriented or educational people to help us. Okay. I'm in the mainland BC. I was electrical. I want to continue here. How can I get membership? How can you get membership? Okay, that's something, Rand, if you can directly message to Gilbert about how he can get the membership. I don't want to go into that portion right
Yeah,
now.
for sure.
Thanks. Mohammed Ashraf, when is the next R8 training? If you're talking about the virtual training, we are doing it in 3 parts. I think this is the first one, and then there are 2 more coming up, which Hadil and team and Rand will address later on or post in social media. If you're talking about the in-person training, that is happening in along with Power Africa conference in Egypt, and I think Rishi already mentioned about the open call for this event coming out sometime soon.
Yeah, it will come like maybe during a week.
Perfect.
The open call, like we will
Yes.
send an open call for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Rand. And then, Mohammed, just to give you a brief, or just to get a brief for everybody on the call, we are getting very competitive on the open calls. Like we get probably more than 100 applicants, and we have 20 positions to fill. So this is definitely something our team has to work on the back end to read through the notes which you will answer in the open call, and go through each of them specifically to select 20 out of more than 100 people. I mean, I'm just putting 100 as a number. We might receive like 200. We don't even know at this point, depending upon how the visa issues are. I mean, it's in Egypt, so that's why we are trying to get a bit ahead in the plan so that we don't face the same problem. Yeah, I'm seeing. Ask if early career researchers or PES SYP committee are welcome to contribute articles in the bar, and it would be. Yeah, Mohammed Amir, to answer your question, yeah, but definitely, if you have something as a as an article which will be helpful to a global community, reach out to myself or Rishi, and we can get you in touch with the publications team, and we are happy to help. I mean, they are always looking for more young volunteers to help them in this particular work, but because our committee is more of SYP, I mean, we merged from only students to SYP, so we were more focusing on student specific stuff. But if you are an early career researcher, and I mean, YP committee will definitely be will be there to help you. Yeah, reach out to me or Rishi directly through that PES SYP email, and we'll be trying to guide you as much as we can. Shahad has a question. I'm from Egypt, and the woman in power we resident in Egypt is almost non-existent. So how can I help with this? So I mean, do you know if there was a woman in power or we representation in the past, or do you want to start something brand new? Shahad Abdul Rahim. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I want to start something new. Okay, I think Rand, do you have anybody in your team specifically for women in power activities or something at this point, or not really?
Yeah, actually, we have a Women in Power representative recently, and I mean, we have created a group, and there are so many initiatives that are going to happen for women in power.
Perfect.
So
Yeah, so Shahad,
yeah,
if you want to reach out to Rand and she can get you in touch with them, I mean, I don't want to answer on
actually,
their behalf. Yeah,
yeah, I think me and Shahid are already in contact,
perfect,
and
perfect.
yeah.
And then our current PES president, 𝐭𝐡𝐫 is a very well-known person for promoting the women in power activities. So if you have something which is like exceptional or good in plan, reach out to Rand and we can definitely see what we can do to promote local activities or whatever is the approach from your side. Like we would be happy to hear you out and take it as a next step. Rushali Thakur is okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Is there any other questions or comments from the team? I mean, one of the other thing I wanted to get from you is you can always provide us feedback as well. Like there might be something which we are doing and is not working for you as a SBC leader, but we want to take this opportunity to get feedback as well. Like nobody is perfect in what they do. So every time we do something, we do with the best intention, good intention, but it might not be in the best interest of what you are looking for. So if you see something where you think our team or our leadership has to improve on, we are definitely up for a constructive feedback. So don't feel shy on that. I know it's not a good way to talk back on a big call, but if you see something, directly email Eduardo, myself, Rishi, or Rand, and we will be happy to have a one-on-one chat with you to understand if okay, we did this, but we should have done it this way. Specific, I wasn't talking about, yeah, Shahad mentioned, okay, Egypt, not the whole R8. Yeah, I mean, talking about a local chapter, it's always best to go through the local section leadership because although we might be of your help, but if there is no support or no contact in the local section, then even if you start something, you might not be able to sustain longer. The reason is the local chapter members are the one who are going to attend your events or talk to you more as compared to the global team. Like somebody sitting in just putting an example, Africa won't be talking to everybody in India or Canada daily, right? So if I do something sitting in Canada and if I'm expecting to have a change or result in Europe, it's not going to work. So talk to Rand and team about the concept, but if you want specifically something for Egypt, uh, also get your local chapter or section involved. There might be a PES professional chapter there who can be of your help as well. So don't feel shy to reach out to anybody. And whenever you think you are stuck with somebody not responding or not getting you enough support, you can always copy Eduardo if there's somebody's from professional team, and copy myself or Rishi or Rand if somebody is from student or young professional team, and we'll make sure we'll get you an answer as soon as we can. I mean, people have different way of working, so we can't force anybody to be up and front updating you every now and then because everybody has different way of working. Everybody is a professional in their field, so they might be busy with work or family, and this is a volunteer job. So at the end of the day, we have to be very respectful on what we are trying to put forward. Any other questions or any feedback or concerns or anything you want to know? I don't know if Eduardo is still on the call, but we will be happy to help on anything we can, even taking it back to the governing board members, right? So
I'm still here, Anand. Happy to
thank
answer
you, Eduardo.
any
Yes.
question. Yes.
So I want to mention for all the attendees that are here that next session of this training, we will have like a session about how to apply for high performance chapter, how like to secure to get the points and to be one of the best high performance chapters. And we will like as well give a session about V tools and more stuff. So If you need help and you are very interested in knowing more about this, please stay with us for our next session, and we will like send all the information about the next session of this virtual training. So I wanted to comment on that before more people start to leave. And yeah, I think we have more questions. How do I know if PES chapter in my university is active? However, in the website, it is mentioned that PES chapter is active.
PES
Maybe you, yeah.
I'm just trying to understand. PES chapter in the university is how in the. If you have a local, I mean, if you have an idea for somebody from that website, see, is it like a professional chapter? Because it says university, so it's a student branch chapter, right? Pradeep? Yes, student branch. Okay. Yeah, I mean, probably go and talk to them. Might be the leadership because students have to change the leadership every year. But if they are not responding, try to go talk to the advisor. Advisor's email or something should definitely be all available on the website of the PES chapter if it's active.
I also would suggest if you approach the student branch, because we need a student branch in order to have a student branch chapter. So unfortunately, a student branch chapter cannot be, alone or active if it doesn't exist in a student branch. And that's why sometimes the same student branch chapter, PES chapter, is the one reporting for the student branch. Is like using both roles, just to ensure that our PES student branch chapter exists. So I would suggest first contact the student branch, see if they know who they are, the leadership there, and by numbers we can check. We can check if that student branch reported the last time that the reporters were required, and we also can see the names that are registered and the email. So that's an information we can provide. If you have that question, I'm happy to collaborate on this one, or reach directly to the committee that I'm pretty sure they also can help you with this.
Thank you, Eduardo. I'm just quickly sharing my screen to show you the photos of last year's in-person training. And this is something you can definitely be part of depending upon how your application will be scrutinized on the upcoming open call. So this was for region 7. I don't know if you can see. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can make a full screen. So this is a region 1 to 7 training. This was from region 8 training last year. You can see Eduardo there, Rand is there, and Maithili is our VP chapters and membership. This is region 9 training. And then we had a big one in region 10 because region 10 has a good membership number, and because the event was happening somewhere in Bangalore, we had a lot of local people helping us out with the event, and it all depends. So whenever there is a training, if we try to get more leaders across the whole region, but depending upon the visa issues and all stuff, if we don't get more people, we try to at least encourage the local leaders to provide some more volunteer support, as well as try to get exposure for the local leaders to understand what PES is doing and what we can improve or what we can do more for them. Yeah, just a quick snap about the photos. Yeah, sorry. Anybody else have any question? I think Rishi has been replying to Pradeep's question. That's perfect. Yeah, I don't want to go over by so much on the time, so I will definitely let Hadil and Rand decide if we still want to wait for more questions or you want to finish the training portion, because it's already 1.5 hours. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, Rand or Hadil.
Thank you so much, Anand. Thanks for all the information and your experience and being here today. We really appreciate everyone, all the speakers, Eduardo, Anand, and Haneen. I think it was really a nice session. I'm really happy about the outcome and the engagement of the members with us. I don't know if there's any more questions, and I don't know if Hadil has. Yeah, we have Haneen. Please go.
Yeah, it's not a question actually, but just I just noticed that the date for the awareness session was wrong in the presentation, so I just wanted to make sure that everyone know the awareness session will be before the opening ceremony. So please make sure to finish your registration soon, so you could get the link for the awareness session. If you don't register, you won't receive the links for any of the awareness sessions. And that's all for me. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you so much. Hadil, do you have any other comments for
I don't
today?
know if there's any other questions, else we will wrap up the session. I guess
If
we're
there is
good
no
with the questions.
if there is no questions, is there any way we can take a good photo of the team? I mean, of the attendees and the team together. If everybody, whoever is able to open their camera. I mean, no force. I know it's different time zone for everybody. So whoever is able to open, and if Hadil or Rand, if you can take a good snapshot, which can be used on social media as well.
Just a second. I mean, there's only 6 people appearing for. I don't know if there's a way that we can make more people.
Okay. It should be an option somewhere.
I guess you can edit the grid.
Yeah, that's what I was trying. Full screen view, auto hide names. Okay, that's something I'm learning as well. Anybody on the call who is aware about how to get this full picture
from the
about
layout, I believe.
Okay,
layout, there's 3 options: grid, stack, and side by side. But I don't think it's giving more than 6 people, right?
For the grid, it's showing in my profile more, in my account more than I think most of the participants to be.
Oh, that's perfect. Then how about you take the photo for us?
Yeah, I will take it then.
Thanks, Haneen.
Most welcome.
Yeah.
So let's, for a few seconds, for more people to open their cameras.
No force to everyone, but whoever is able to open their camera.
I believe I could take it now. 1, 2. I will take another one as well. Okay, I took 2. All is good. Thank you everyone for that.
Thank you, everyone, and we hope we will see you all in the coming sessions of this training. It will be like really informative, and please join the group that Rishi sent in the chat and that we were sharing all the time. It's a good way to stay with us and to communicate with us. And if you have any question, we were always happy to help. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
And special thanks to Rishi, who's like in the background.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very fruitful session. Yeah.
Thanks, Mohammed.
So I think I will end the session. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks,
bye-bye.
Ran. Talk to you.
Bye-bye, guys. Take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.